go Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Week 4 is upon us, and faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. And it's a pleasure, of course, to be with the faithful, the Niner Empire. Some of the best fans, y'all know it, in the NFL. It's week 4. We are about an hour and a half away from game time. I'm feeling good. I got the show on. I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling like the 49ers will win today. We got some great news. Well, we got some good news and we got some bad news. But let's start off with the latest news that just came out. Let's see. So these are the lists of the 49ers active and inactive players so far. And the biggest active player, of course, is George Kittle, best tight end in the NFL. And it's great that George Kittle will be playing, but unfortunately, running back Elijah Mitchell will be out for this game. Very unfortunate. He's still dealing with pain in his AC joint in his shoulder, so that's unfortunate. But at least Kittle is playing. We'll see how efficient he'll be since he's dealing with that calf strain. We'll see if he can go the whole game. We'll see how effective he'll be. And we'll go from there. But shout out to everyone watching Jay in the Bay Facebook, Jay in the Bay YouTube channel. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone rocking with me today. I'm excited for the game, as you can tell. I know you guys are too. Obviously, the Seattle Seahawks division rival coming into Levi Stadium. The Seahawks are 1-2. The Niners are 2-1. The Seahawks are going to be a desperate team. Make no mistake about it. They're going to be desperate. They don't want to start the season off, 1-3, especially in this tough division. And I did hear that DK Metcalf will be active. I'm not sure yet on Tyler Lockett, but I will keep you abreast of all that information as the show continues and as we get closer to kickoff. But DK Metcalf is active for the Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, the wide receiver, I'm not sure. But let's say what's up to the people in them comments. Because, of course, this show is nothing without the people, without the fans who are, rep that red and gold, who love the faithful, the Niner Empire. So let's say what's up to all the people in them comments. Let's see who we got first. Let's see. All right, we got Monica. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Monica. Hopefully your Sunday is going well. Hopefully you had a excellent, productive work week. Monica says, what's good? My boy Jay in the Bay. I'm ready for this battle. Let's go Niners. Have some faith, faithfuls. Sermon, Patrick, and Cannon are the running back suited today. I like Cannon. Excited to see. Yeah, I mean, this will be Sermon's technically his third game. But, the first game, he really only had one play and then he got hurt. Hopefully, Sermon will bounce back. Hopefully, the offensive line will be able to create more holes for the running game. So that way, Sermon, we can see Sermon at his best because there were some plays last week where, there was no hole for Sermon to run to. And, yeah, I'm excited to see also Cannon. Cannon had that excellent kickoff return last week at the end of the first half, and that basically set up, our first scoring touchdown in the first half. So, yeah, I'm excited to see Cannon, but will Kyle Shanahan trust any other running back outside of Trey Sermon? Trey Sermon is scheduled to be the starter, but will Shanahan, will we see Jacquizz Patrick, the big running back? I think he's like 6'2", 230 plus pounds. Will we see him run the ball? That's something that I'm looking forward to see how that plays out. If Patrick will get some carries. Also, will Cannon get some carries? Cannon's got some speed. Let's see what he can do in the backfield. Luke Luna, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Luke. Give me 1 second. Turn that down a bit. Okay. Luke Luna says, "Cheers, brothers. I hate these games. Hate them. They are always hard and heartbreaking because of the implications in the division." And that's a great point, Luke. I was going to ask you guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this game is a must win for the 49ers? The season is still young. There's 17 games total this year, and we're only at game number 4. Is this really a must win for the 49ers? I would say that this game is it's right up to the point of saying it's a must win because this is a division game against Seattle. We have a chance to, you know, add another loss to Seattle's loss column. Then they would be 1-3. But I don't, this isn't necessarily a must game, but this is a very, 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 very important game because this is a division game. And next week we play another division rival in Arizona. So this is a critical game, and we're going to need to be firing on all cylinders, especially on offense. I don't know if you guys know this. I will bring this up again in the show later on, but the Niners have only scored 7 points in the first quarter through the first 3 games of the season. So that's obviously that's terrible. That's putrid. We got to get better in this game against Seattle. We have to start off fast. And funny thing about Seattle is they're one of the best teams in the first half. They score most of their points in the first half. They've actually haven't scored any points in the third quarter when we're talking about Seattle. So Seattle, when kickoff comes, they're ready to go. They're on fire, and the Niners need to match that intensity. We can't afford to go down 17-0 again. We just can't. We can't do that a second straight game. Hopefully the line creates running lanes for the offensive for the running backs, and hopefully they keep a clean pocket for Jimmy G so that way he can throw. Monica says, "Hey Luke, yes, always make your heart drop to your stomach." Yeah, I mean this is going to be one of those games. It's going to be back and forth though. I don't think that the defenses will make a lot of. I don't think they'll make a lot of plays, honestly. I think there will be a few defensive stops on both sides of the ball. I think the Seattle Seahawks will get some stops. I think the Niners will get some stops. But I think this will be a game, in the low 30s. I can see both teams scoring. There will be opportunities, obviously, with our corners. They, as you see in the ticker, cornerback Josh Norman is out. Cornerback K'Wan Williams is out. So that leaves, Lenore starting, Emmanuel Mosley starting. Behind them, I'm not sure. Will it be Dante Johnson? I think Drake Kirkpatrick is active today. Drake Kirkpatrick is active. But after that, it could be Dante Johnson, Ambry Thomas, maybe. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm sure Russell Wilson will be able to take advantage of, our lack of talent in the secondary right now. And the Seattle Seahawks defense isn't great either. It's not good at this point. They can get after the quarterback. They can do that. They do have some sacks this year. But as far as their secondary, and they definitely you can definitely make plays on this secondary. Their secondary is not very good. So it's almost like the Niners and the Seahawks have basically a similar secondary that gives up plays, and it's going to come down to whoever creates less turnovers and penalties on the offensive side of the ball. Jimmy can't have 2 turnovers in this game, that's for sure. But I'm looking forward to the game. I can't wait. Luke says, I think Jimmy G'd up, gets off to a quick start, and so does his team. Maybe not score first drive, but still starting quick bucket. Yeah, I mean, we definitely can't have a 3 and out. That's for sure. We definitely cannot have a 3 and out. This team, I don't know what it is with this team in the first quarter. We just struggle. I don't get it. It seems like for some reason we play better behind, or we play better in the second half. I think maybe Jimmy gets a little nervous. Maybe the offensive line get a little nervous, and we have to get that out of our system. But we got to start fast. There's no doubt about it. We got to start fast against this team, against the Seahawks. They're one of the best teams in the first half at scoring. They score a majority of their points in the first half. I think I had a stat. Let me look that up real quick. But the Seahawks, they are one of the best teams scoring in the first half. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. But I will continue on with these comments. Let's see. Jay Mouse, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Jay. Thanks for tuning in. I knew you geeked up for this game, man. Hopefully you're having a good Sunday, man. And let's see. Luke says, Monica, you ain't lying. It's always awesome when we pull out the win, but I'd rather not play these games. They just get me every time and have my anxiety on high alert. Yeah, you and every other 49er fan for sure. Also, another player who's out is defensive lineman Kevin Givens. He's out for this game, so that definitely lessens the defensive line depth. But we do have Maurice Hurst. He should be active. Maurice Hurst should be active today. We'll see how many snaps he gets. Niner Sickness. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream. Niner Sickness. He says, what's up, Jay in the Bay and the faithful. I'm feeling good, Niner Sickness. I got on the Ayuk show today. And, Ayuk and Debo, they're going to have big games in order for us to win. I know Kittle is playing. How effective will he be coming off of that calf strain? And he was basically a game time decision, but George Kittle is active today, so that's great. But I think, Debo, Ayuk are going to have big games. Maybe Juwan Jennings, Mohamed Sanu. I think maybe we're going to have to use more wide receivers than we normally would use today. And we'll see. We'll see what Ross Dwelly does behind Kittle. We'll see. Let's see. OYG Sakona. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, OYG. Hopefully you having an excellent Sunday, man. And I appreciate everyone that's in the stream right now. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up button if you're in the stream right now. Hit that thumbs up button if you're ready for some 49er football. Hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you're ready for some 49er football. Also, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to your boy, Jay in the Bay. I would appreciate it. Also, if you guys have the IG, the Twitter, all that good stuff, you can follow me right there. I do have Instagram, Twitter, so you guys can follow me. I can follow you back. And I appreciate all the support. And let's continue on with these comments. I got to catch up. Let's see. Jay said Debo is coming to the game riding his bike. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that on, I think that was on Twitter, like a few minutes before I logged on. He said he's paying tribute to Debo, the original Debo in the Friday movie. Unfortunately, he passed away. I don't know if this was his anniversary or passing away. I'm not sure. But yeah, Debo is paying tribute to the original Debo. So that's dope that Debo Samuel would do that. And I saw that image on Twitter, Jay. That's pretty dope. Let's see. Don't want to miss anyone's comment. Let me go back up. Let's see. Oh, Jaden Gatson. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Jay. Thanks for tuning in, man. Hopefully you are enjoying the show so far. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. Monica says that was dope as well. Yeah, that tribute to Debo in the movie Friday. Haha, that was dope. Yep. Yeah, that was cool that Debo Samuel did that, man. Let's see. Monica says, sink the Hawks. Absolutely. Absolutely. Young Hitter. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Young Hitter. Hopefully you having an excellent Sunday, man. Hopefully you had a productive work week, man. Thanks for tuning in. I know you're excited for the game. Right now we are about, an hour and 15 minutes from kickoff, and I'm looking forward to the game starting. And the Niners, we got to get off to a fast start. We got to get off to a fast start. Make no questions about it. We have to be able to keep up with the Seahawks offense. And I'm not sure if Tyler Lockett is playing. I'm checking social media now to see if he's playing. I'm not sure. He is questionable, but that would be a big loss if Tyler Lockett doesn't play. That would be a huge loss if Tyler Lockett does not play for the Seahawks. We know DK is active, but Tyler Lockett is an excellent receiver as well. Jay says, but his paying respect to a great in the world. Good job, Devo. Absolutely. Salute you. Absolutely. Let's see. Hey, Luke Luna. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, man. I know, other YouTube content creators like the Great Niners Sickness, 49ers First Takes, CG Ruthless, 49 Ultimate Report. They might be doing live streams right now, but I appreciate you coming through to mine, Luke. I appreciate you gracing this audience with your presence, Luke Luna. I appreciate that, man. He says, I hopped off your channel and saw that he was live, so I had to give some love and energy here as well. I appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate that. David Rent to Rio, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, D. He says, go Cards. Yeah, good luck to your Cards today. They're going to need it going up against the Rams. The Rams look like they're legit for sure. It definitely looks like that trade has paid off. And that was a wise move. Getting rid of Goff for Stafford, you know. But that should be a good game. I wish I could watch that game. I think it comes on at the same time the same time as the Niners and Seahawks play. But that's going to be a good game. I think the Rams will win it, though. But let's see. Monica says, hey, I'm with that. Beat them Rams. Yeah, that would be nice if the Cardinals beat the Rams. But, I think the Rams are, a little bit better. Let's see. Niner Sickness says, I'm not tripping. Haha, it's all good. Sharing is caring. Absolutely. KD, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Corey Davis. I know you're excited for the game. He says, what's good, Jay in the Bay? And the great news, of course, tight end George Kittle is active. Defensive tackle Maurice Hurst is active, but unfortunately, running back Elijah Mitchell is out. Cornerback Josh Norman is out. Defensive lineman Kevin Givens is out, and also cornerback K'Wan Williams is out. So, that leaves obviously Lenore starting, Emmanuel Mosley starting, and I think Drake Kirkpatrick is active, and then also Dante Johnson, maybe Ambry Thomas. We'll see. We'll see what who the active cornerbacks are, but it might be a long day for us. It might be a long day. Roberto, let me get Roberto's comment up here. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Roberto. He says Niner game all day, every day, man, 24/7. Jaden says, what's going on, Jay? It's all good, man. We are about an hour and 12 minutes away from kickoff. It's all good. I'm feeling real good today. I got the IU show shirt on, so I'm feeling real good. I think Ayuk is going to have a big game. I think Debo will have a big game as well. The Seahawks secondary does not scare me. The only players on the Seahawks secondary I'm really worried about, I would say, of course, is Bobby Wagner. He's a beast. He's still a beast. Jamal Adams, he is an enforcer in that secondary. He can make plays, especially when he's blitzing the quarterback. I don't know what he can do as far as pass coverage. I guess we'll see. But there will be opportunities for Jimmy G to exploit the secondary, and hopefully I thought the same thing I thought last week, that the Niners have advantages on both sides of the ball as far as the offensive line and defensive line. I thought the same thing against the Packers, but I think the same thing against the Seahawks, but we'll see. You still got to play. You can't just show up and think the other team's going to lay down. The other team gets paid as well. So, you got to come out and, dominate. Absolutely. They're just not going to lay down for you. Young Hitter says it's almost that time to make that W. Absolutely. That's right. So here are the active running backs. I believe Monica mentioned this earlier, but Trey Sermon will be getting the start. Last week, I think he only had 10 carries, 30 yards. Hopefully we get a higher average per carry this game from Trey Sermon. Also, there's Trenton Cannon and also Jaquise Patrick. Will we see Jaquise Patrick in this game? Will he get some carries? I mean, the guy, he's not a typical Shanahan running back. I was kind of surprised we signed him. I mean, obviously, we need all the healthy bodies we can get at the running back position, but he is like a 6'2", 234 pounds, so he's not a typical Shanahan-type running back. But I'm eager to see what he can do. I'm eager to see what he can do in this offense. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. Let's see who we got. Monica agrees with Young Hitter. She says, hell yeah, Young Hitter. Let's get this W. Absolutely. OYG says, I'm ready, bro. Yak Brothers is active. 100. Crossing my fingers for Jimmy G. Would love to see our D rip that offense. Absolutely. I think it's gonna depend on the defensive line. Defensive line last week. I mean, when the quarterback gets rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds, there really won't be a pass rush. But Russell Wilson, he likes to hold on to the ball. He likes to wait until his receivers to get open. So I think that will benefit our our defensive line. The Seahawks do have Dwayne Brown at left tackle. He is a pretty good left tackle. He's probably on his best day, top 5 left tackle. So that will be an intriguing matchup. Dwayne Brown going up against Nick Bosa. But also they have Gabe Jackson inside, who they traded for at the guard position. They traded for him from the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll see. We'll see how the interior of their offensive line does. I believe Javon Kinlaw is active. So that should bode well for our defensive line. But make no mistake about it, there will be opportunities for Jimmy G to have some good throws and move the ball downfield against the Seahawks defense. Chewy Loco. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. And Chewy, that's how I welcome all guests here to the Jay and the Bay show. And I welcome all fans. It doesn't matter who you like. As long as you're a fan of the NFL, you'll most likely enjoy this show. But especially if you're a fan of a team in the NFC West, obviously the Niners, Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals, you'll definitely enjoy this show. So he says, Seattle Seahawks team forever. Hey, man, root on for your team. I'm looking forward to the game. I can't wait. And thanks for coming through. Let's see. Jesus. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Jesus. Thanks for tuning in. I'm looking forward to the game. I can't wait. And I want to say to Monica, I want to send healing energy to you, Monica, and also Beto. She says, hey, Beto, hope you're well, my friend. I'm pretty nauseated, but doing okay. Thanks for asking. Hopefully you're not much in pain. I'm sending you two healing energies. Hopefully you guys feel better. Hopefully you'll forget about that pain, especially when the game starts. So hopefully you guys will feel better throughout the day. Jesus says Wilson will target the DBs, especially Lenore, deep passes for easy penalties. Yeah, and that was one thing that was definitely frustrating because the 49ers actually are one of the least penalized teams in the NFL going into the game against Green Bay. I think they've only had about 7 penalties each game so far, so I believe they rank in the top 10 of least penalized offensive team or NFL teams. But those defensive pass interference penalties definitely hurt. These aren't your regular. I remember when it used to be just if it was a defensive penalty, it didn't matter how long or how many yards the receiver had ran. It would still only be a 15-yard penalty. But that's not the case anymore. If a receiver runs, 40 yards down the field and they call it defensive pass interference, it's a spot foul. So the ball will be spotted basically where the penalty occurred. And that killed us last week. I believe we had at least 3 of those, maybe 3 or 4 of those defensive penalties, and that just kills the team, and it flips the field position, and the Packers have easier or less yards to get to the end zone, and that definitely hurt us. But that's another thing, Jesus. We have to play disciplined football. We can't have these dumb penalties. That's for sure. Can't allow these dumb penalties. We can't make it easier for the Seahawks to score touchdowns. That's for sure. But no one would have thought that Lenore, a 5th-round rookie, will be in this position he's in now, where he's basically the starting corner opposite of Emmanuel Mosley. No one thought he would be in this position. I think he's played well. He's shown promise, but yeah, he's going to make rookie mistakes. Absolutely. What do you expect? He's going to make some rookie mistakes, and Russell Wilson, I'm sure he will make the most out of his opportunities to move the ball down the field. And Russell Wilson, he's a Hall of Fame player, probably the best player in Seattle Seahawks history. So he's going to make some plays. I think it's going to be really up to if we can get a pass rush on him. Slow down Chris Carson in the running game. I think that'll put us in better position to win. Let's see. Chewy is offering his prediction of the Seahawks and 49ers game. He's got the Seahawks winning 37-35. All right, well, I think it will be a high-scoring game. I think the 49ers will win, but, yeah, it's definitely going to be a high-scoring game. Scott Hill, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Scott Hill. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday. We are almost an hour and 10 minutes away from the start of the game, or hour and 5 minutes away from the start of the game. I can't wait. Let's see. Niners Sickness says Seahawks lead the NFL in the first half. And I think you're referring to points probably. Yeah, because Seahawks, they are very good, very, very good in the first half when in terms of scoring. And the 49ers are the exact opposite. So, that trend for the 49ers has to change. We really haven't scored a lot of points since Detroit. Green Bay we did in the second half, but we have to, score early and often against the Seattle Seahawks offense, because I just don't see our defense getting that many stops, against the Seahawks. Because I think Russell Wilson's an excellent quarterback, and he's going to find ways to move the ball down the field, against this injured secondary. Monica gives us her prediction of the game today. She's got the Niners winning 31-27. All right. That's basically the same score I had, too. And Monica says she is looking forward to this battle. Absolutely. Niner Sickness says Trey Sermon needs to have a big game, in my opinion, to win. Yeah, I mean, Seattle, I think they're one of the worst run defense teams in the NFL, I believe. But, this offense without Elijah Mitchell and without Raheem Mostert, we haven't really been able to run the ball effectively. Trey Sermon, he has not he's been okay. He's been okay. He hasn't really had that breakout run that we're accustomed to seeing Raheem Mostert have. But I'm not losing faith on Trey Sermon. He's a rookie. He is right now the best running back on the team that's healthy. So we have to ride with him, and hopefully he can have a bounce back game. And hopefully this offensive line can have a bounce back game as well. Luke Luna says he's got the Niners winning either 27-23 or 31-27. He thinks we will win by 4. All right. I like that. And going back to our corners, Lenore and Mosley will most likely start. Drake Kirkpatrick, who we signed about 2 weeks ago, he'll be active. I'm not sure about Ambry Thomas or Buster Screen, because so far when we've signed a player, they haven't really been active that week for game day. So I would be surprised if Buster Screen is active. But we will see. And also Ambry Thomas, of course, has been a healthy scratch. I think he's only played 1 game this regular season. But we'll see who the other cornerbacks are. Monica says, I have a feeling Cannon had himself a game too. I thought he looked solid. I think last week he had that great kickoff return, and hopefully he can continue returning kicks. And hey, why not put him on punt return as well? I don't think we should have Ayuk, one of our best receivers, on punt return, but hopefully Cannon can do punt return as well. But hopefully Cannon can get some snaps. He showed that he has speed. And that's definitely one thing you need in a Shanahan run game scheme. You got to have speed. So hopefully Cannon gets some looks in the running back, in the offense and running back situations. Oh, YG, I appreciate you, man. He says, yeah, y'all hit that like button. Absolutely. I appreciate it. If you're ready for some 49er football, make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Jay in the Bay. I would appreciate it. Let's see. Niner Sickness says, I've been up since 10 a.m. yesterday morning. LOL, going to have a nap before the 49ers game. Appreciate you coming through to the stream, man. Yeah, enjoy your nap, man. Those are always great, especially during the middle of the day. And just make sure you set your alarm, man, so you don't miss the start of the game, man. Monica says, haha, Luke, I agree. I have 31-27 by 4. I could even see us being down by 3 and then getting a last-minute touchdown to win by 4, just because it's always crazy. Yeah, there's no doubt. This game will go down to the wire. I think it'll depend on who has the ball last. This will definitely be a one-possession game. I think both teams are similar. I mean, there's no doubt the Seahawks have the better quarterback, and they probably have, I guess you would say they arguably have the better wide receivers, the better running back. But other than that, I think the Niners, have an advantage. I think both on the offensive line, defensive line, I think the Niners are better. Linebackers, Fred Warner, Bobby Wags. I think they're very similar. Even though I do think Fred Warner is better at this point of his career, but it's not like Bobby Wagner is terrible. Bobby Wagner is still an excellent linebacker for sure. And secondaries, you could argue they're the same. Secondaries, they both will give up plays today. That's for sure. But I think hopefully we'll play more disciplined football. We won't have penalties. I think that'll go a long way. And hopefully we get a spark from the special teams department. I think Mitch Wishnowsky, shout out to Mitch Wishnowsky, our punter. He got the NFC Conference Player of the Month. And no one likes to talk about it. No one, punting is not a sexy topic when you're talking about the NFL, but, field position matters. When his object of the game is obviously punt the ball and get it, inside the 10-yard line if you can. That way, their offense has a harder chance of getting the ball to their end zone. So that's important. That's very important. Hopefully, Mitch keeps it up, and hopefully Trenton Cannon can give us a spark in the kick return game, and that'll definitely help the offense. But this offense is definitely going to have to play much better in the first half. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Jason, Niners Smash Master. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, man. How's your day going? Hopefully you had a productive work week, man. And thanks for tuning in to the stream. He says, let's smash the Hawks so I can continue to trash talk up here in Seattle. Yeah, that must be pretty lonely being a 49ers fan in Seattle, man. But I appreciate you coming on to the stream, man. Let's see. I think we have a super chat. Let me make sure I read this. Or a super sticker from Luke Luna, $1.49. I appreciate it, Luke. $1.49 goes a long way, man. And thanks for continuing to support Jay and the Bay. And I appreciate your contribution, man. Let me go back up. I don't want to miss any comments. Let's see. Young Hitter says, thank you, Jay. Hope you're having a wonderful, blessed day. Same to you. And we are, an hour and 2 minutes away from kickoff. Looking forward to this game. And I know you are as well, Young Hitter. David, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, David. He says, what's up, Brother Jay? I'm doing real good on a Sunday. Let's see. Monica says, Lockett is playing, but I don't expect him to be able to play at the same level personally. Now, I would agree. And I think some people would say the same about Kittle. That even though Kittle is playing, he's definitely not 100%. How effective will he be? But it's great that Kittle is active, but we'll see what he can do, on the offensive side of the ball. And I think Lockett, we'll see. Yeah, I think he had a hip injury or something like that. So, yeah, it's amazing that he's going to be playing, and we'll see how effective he will be. But hopefully, I would imagine Emmanuel Mosley will be matched up on DK. I think that's a better matchup for Mosley. He's a taller receiver taller corner than Lenore is. And then Lenore most likely will be on Tyler Lockett. So that'll be an interesting matchup. Oh, no, yeah. There's no doubt, Monica, that Tyler Lockett, he's still a threat, but we'll see. We'll see how effective he'll be, because he's nursing an injury. Jay says Debo has had a breakout year so far. Yeah, I would agree. He's looked pretty good the first 3 games, and we're definitely going to need that to continue. We're definitely going to continue to need his production at the wide receiver position. There's no doubt about that. And speaking of production, I was looking at George Kittle's stats, and we definitely have to get George Kittle more involved in the offense. I think he had 7 catches, about 90 yards last week. I think we need to continue that if possible. I know he has the calf strain, but we'll see. But George Kittle, can you guys believe it? George Kittle does not have a touchdown this year. That's shameful that George Kittle does not have a touchdown so far this season. We definitely need to get him in the end zone. And what a better way to do it than at home against a division rival. George Kittle, he definitely needs to get a touchdown. Monica says, hell yeah, Debo showing out. Absolutely. Let's see. Monica says, can I just say how nice it is in the Jay and the Bay chat? Always good vibes. Hey, that's what I strive for, positivity good vibes, and everyone's respects each other. Everyone respects each other's opinions, and for my channel, that's what it's all about. David said, "We Niners here, absolutely, absolutely." Let's see. Chewy says Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Chris Carson. Boom, Seahawks team forever. The offense is definitely legit on the Seahawks. The defense, they leave a little bit to be desired. They haven't really hit their stride yet on defense, and hopefully that continues today. Hopefully that defense does not turn a new leaf today. They can do that further down the road, just not today. But there's no doubt the Seahawks offense will give the 49ers fits today. No doubt about that. Russell Wilson, we know Russell Wilson is a magician in the pocket. He's been a problem ever since he was drafted out of the third round from Wisconsin. Well, I think it was about a decade ago, 10 or 11 years ago. But there's no doubt, future Hall of Famer, one of the best quarterbacks that I've seen easily in the last 2 decades, that's for sure. And he's got weapons on the outside, and that's where we are weak at the cornerback position. And that's why I think the offense is going to have to pick it up. We got to score at least 30 points in this game. And, everyone's going to have to work together. The offensive line is going to have to create holes for the running game. The offensive line is also going to have to keep Jimmy upright, keep Jimmy clean. On the Seahawks D line, I know they got Carlos Dunlap. He's solid. I think he's struggling so far this year. He had a pretty good year last year. The Seahawks traded for him last year before the trade deadline, and he kind of gave a spark to that defensive line. And he played good last year. Him and Jamal Adams were the best, guys to get sacks last year. Also, Carrie Hyder. Carrie Hyder, though, unfortunately, he obviously he had a great season with us last year, but unfortunately he has a concussion, so I don't think he will be playing in this game against us. But that is his reunion coming back to Levi Stadium. It sucks that he couldn't play, but Carrie Hyder will be out as well, so that's unfortunate for the Seahawks. But yeah, other than Carlos Dunlap, I don't really see any other playmakers on that defensive line. I know they have Poona Ford, which will be an interesting matchup with Daniel Brunskill, because Brunskill and Mack, they kind of struggled last week. So we'll see if they can have a bounce back game today against the Seahawks. Let's see, Luke Luna, in regards to Chewy Loco. He says, you guys do have star power, but we have the deeper team. I will say 3 of those stars you have can give our secondary a rough time, but Wilson will be running from Bosa and others. Yeah. And we'll see if the Seahawks use a strategy where they're going to try to get the ball out in 2.5 seconds. If they do, then we'll see what D'Amico Ryans, our defensive coordinator, how does he adjust to that? Should we play more bump and run coverage so that way Russell has to hold on to the ball more? Can we even, with the players we have at the cornerback position, can we even afford to play bump and run coverage? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can afford to play bump and run. Maybe if we could play bump and run, have 2 safeties over the top. But, the defensive line is definitely going to have to step up. Armstead, Kinlaw, Bosa. Can we get a 55 sighting? Because I didn't see much of him last week. Hopefully we can get a 55 sighting this week against Russell Wilson. And another thing that's important, we definitely have to keep our guys fresh, because we're going to be chasing after Russell Wilson a lot. So hopefully we will be, substituting defensive linemen in and out multiple times in this game. That way we can keep our defensive linemen fresh, and that way we can continue to have a fresh pass rush, because that's definitely needed against Russell Wilson. Chewy says, we want Richard Sherman back to Seattle. Well, that won't come to fruition this year because Richard Sherman signed with the Buccaneers, and I even heard that he is active this week for the game against the Patriots. So that's interesting. And Jay confirmed Sherm went to the Bucs. That's right. J.R. Meadows, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, J.R. He's offering his prediction for the 49ers and Seahawks game. He's got the 49ers winning 25 and the Seahawks scoring 9. Interesting. Wow. So you think the Niners are going to shut down the Seahawks offense? That's interesting. That score that you just wrote down, that is the least amount of points I've seen from a prediction of the Seahawks and Niners game today. So kudos to you. I think the Seahawks, though, will probably score a little bit more than 9 points. But I think it will be a high scoring game. That's for sure. That's for sure. And, unfortunately, I have to say this. This is no longer the 2019 season for the 49ers. That season is long gone. This isn't the same team. There's different players on this team. And obviously, we've already had injuries. And 2019 is long gone. And we have to accept that. We don't have the same intimidating, dominating defense that we had in 2019. I think those are just facts, especially with the injuries that we've already sustained. Jason Verrett, K'Wan Williams, and the list of injuries goes on. So, it sucks to admit it, but those are facts. This is a totally different team, and I think we're going to need Jimmy G in the offense to do a lot more this season. Dre Greenlaw also, he's hurt as well, so it's very unfortunate, but I think those are facts. Jimmy G and the 49ers offense will have to play much better through 4 quarters. That's for sure. Monica says, thanks, Jay. You always make my day better. I appreciate that, my Mr. Serotonin man. I appreciate that. I think I appreciate your support for the Day in the Bay YouTube channel. And I always want to push out good vibes. That's what I'm about. I want to push out good vibes. Very optimistic about the team. And some people, they are more pessimistic, and I respect that. But, that's their perspective, and this is mine. So let's see. J.R. Meadows says, give me Sir Lance. Now, that's an excellent point. Excellent statement you got there, J.R. Will we see a Trey Lance sighting? Now, over the week, Kyle Shanahan said that he was basically okay with the workload or the lack of workload that Trey Lance is getting at this point. And when you think about it, Trey Lance during the week, he's playing the scout team quarterback. He's basically, running plays that the opposing team will run game day. So Trey Lance was a scout team quarterback this week in practice. He's running plays that the Seahawks run, so the 49ers defense can get an idea of what they'll be seeing today. But, Shanahan sees both of these quarterbacks, Jimmy G and Trey Lance, in practice every day. We saw in New England, Mac Jones beat out Cam. If Trey Lance was that good when he beat out Jimmy G, I mean, I don't know, When we've seen it where a rookie has beat out a veteran quarterback, I want to see Trey too. I want to see Trey. I think he is, obviously he brings more to the table. We know that he's more dynamic in the pocket. But for some reason, hey, Shanahan wants to stick with Jimmy G. He still feels that Jimmy G gives us the best chance to win. I respect that. But yeah, I agree. I do want to see a little bit more Lance. But we'll see if that happens against Seattle. Let's see. JR says Sir Lance does that to keep the defense off balance. No, there's no doubt. Yeah, he definitely does keep the defense off balance. But it seems like Shanahan is sticking with the good and the not so good with Jimmy. And he's comfortable with that. And Jimmy has started off slow in a few games. He's definitely picked it up. We got to remember, we were down 17-0 against the Packers. We were down 17-0. I'm not saying Jimmy G, brought us back with just his right arm. Obviously, the offensive line played better. The receivers were catching the ball. They were running good routes. So it took a team to get us back, but Jimmy G was part of that. And I think people need to keep that in mind. Let's see. We got a super chat from Jag. What's good? Appreciate that super chat, Jag. He says, for Jay and the Bay to continue doing what he do for the Niner Empire. Hey, I appreciate that, Jag. Your support is unwavering. I appreciate that, man. You are too nice. I appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. We are, 50 minutes away from kickoff? I can't wait. I cannot wait. Hopefully the Niners get the ball first too. That's what I'm looking for. Hopefully we get the ball first. And hopefully our offense gets the ball, and we need to move the ball down the field. And can we open up the offense? Can we allow Jimmy G? How about first play of the game? Shanahan is known for running the ball, right? How about we do play action first play of the game? Jimmy G fakes it to the back. He's looking to the right. He's looking to the left. And how about you just throw it deep first play of the game, especially if there's man coverage. There's man coverage over the top. You got Ayuk, you got Debo, whoever it is. Throw it over the top. Let's make the defense not just think we're going to try to run the ball. How about we be more aggressive, have Jimmy throw down the field, especially if he's got a clean pocket. But hopefully we do that. Hopefully we get aggressive, and we're going to need to in order to stay in this game. Let's see. Tommy Huxley, what's good? What you mean, Tommy? What are you talking about, buddy? He says, we are losing this game. Why you say that, Tommy? What makes you think that? I mean, the Seahawks only have the better quarterback, the better running back, and the better wide receivers. But other than that, the Niners are stronger up front. Offensive line, defensive line. I think a linebacker were a little bit better. And it takes more than just the better quarterback to win the game. You need a team. Tommy. Let's see. J.R. Meadows says Shanny is 0-2 in Super Bowl appearances. Shaking my head. Yep. And there's nothing Shanny can really do about that now. Most coaches don't even get to the Super Bowl. So it is an accomplishment to get there. But, yeah, Shanahan hasn't finished. I mean, you could say he wasn't the head coach, obviously, in Atlanta, so is that really his fault? Yeah. It takes a team. It takes a team to win. Jay says, let's hope the Giants clinch the NL West. If the 49ers win and the Giants win, it would be a great day. Absolutely. And it's crazy. It's coming down to the last game, and the Giants have had a historic season. And, hopefully the Giants, are able to clinch. That way they don't have to play that one-game playoff. Jack, what's good? He says, what's going on, Jay and the Bay? We have to start fast. We have to lean on our running game so that Jimmy G can get some drives and score some touchdowns. I like your thinking, Jack. I like your thinking. Definitely got to start out fast. Running game, we'll see. Hopefully Trey Sermon can break off some runs, at least, average about 4 to 5 yards a carry. I think that'll definitely help Jimmy, help the play action, help the entire offense. That'll help us have sustained drives, winning the time of possession. I think all that's important. And most importantly, scoring touchdowns, man. Young Hitter says a 100-0 Niners. What? Let's see. Tommy Huxley says our running game is just terrible this year. Well, I mean, the first game, Elijah Mitchell, he did pretty good against Detroit. The next two games, it wasn't desirable, that's for sure. Philly's defense played good. I don't know how good Philly is. But Philly's D-line, hey, that's why I say Tommy starts off in the trenches. And Philly's D-line kind of bullied us around. We weren't able to run the ball. So if you can't block up front, you're not going to be able to run the ball. Those are just facts. But hopefully it'll continue to get better. It's only been 3 games. It's not the season isn't over. It's 3 games. The 4th game will be the first quarter of the season. But yeah, hopefully our running game will continue to get better, especially Jeff Wilson Jr. will be coming back. Hopefully Elijah Mitchell will be coming back, but he's dealing with a lot of pain in his shoulder. So we'll see. We'll see what Trey Sermon does in this game. J.R. Meadows says Libra season, October 13th. Happy early birthday to you, JR. He says, me and Jerry Rice, what's good? DMV Niners gang all day. And I appreciate, if you're ready for some 49er football, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Jay and the Bay. Tommy Huxley says our run defense is bad too. I would say it definitely was not good against Detroit. Against Philly, it was much better. Javon Kinlaw was back. And against Green Bay, I think Aaron Jones, he had a he had a pretty good game. I think he rushed for under 100 yards, but I think he had 80 or 90 yards. So teams can run on us. It seems like it. It could be the scheme. We are running that wide 9 scheme, which is great for pass rushing, but sometimes it can leave holes in the middle, especially when teams run up the middle. But Javon Kinlaw should be back. DJ Jones will be there, Armstead, and we'll see what the Seahawks want to do, because they obviously Seahawks love to run the ball, especially with Chris Carson, and I think that'll be a good matchup. The Seahawks offensive running game against our defense. I think that should be a good matchup, but we'll see. I think we can hold Carson under 100 yards and hopefully hold him under 3.5 yards per carry. I think if we do that, I think that's pretty good. I think. T, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, T. She says we in the house. Thanks for tuning in. And shout out to you and, of course, Mr. Business Suits. And thanks for tuning in to the stream, T. Jesus says Jimmy has to go deep and no more of these slow floaters. Teams notice the short passes routes. Yeah, no, I would agree. I think Jimmy does have to throw a little bit deep. I think he can do it. Now, can he do it with accuracy? I don't know. We'll see. He doesn't throw the ball deep that much. He doesn't. I don't know if that's not what Shanahan wants him to do. Shanahan doesn't trust him, but we have seen him throw deep. Intermediate passes seem like they suit Jimmy better. But he threw deep to Debo. And that was a touchdown catch. So maybe we should see more of that, especially against this Seattle secondary that's, let's face it, it's just not very good. Luke says, in regards to J.R. Meadows, not if it's anything more than a play designed for him. He would get moved off his spot, holding the ball for too long and sacked. We saw it against second and third string defenses. Patience. Oh, you talking about Trey Lance? Yeah. I think the people who say they want to see Trey Lance more, or I should say the people that want to see Trey Lance start, they tired of Jimmy. I think that's what comes out. They're tired of Jimmy, and they feel like Trey Lance gives the team a better chance to win. That's what it comes down to. But right now we're still with Jimmy. Should we see a skosh of Trey Lance? I'm down with that, sure. But we're just gonna have to root for the man under center right now, and that's Jimmy G. That's my quarterback. Young Hitter says Jimmy G. Let's see. JR says Sir Lance is different. Shanny is holding us back. Why would Shanahan do that, JR? Why would Shanahan purposely hold Trey Lance back? If Shanahan really felt that Trey Lance was the better man at this point, why wouldn't he be starting? Why wouldn't he be starting, JR? Jag says, I think it's going to be a tough game, but it will be a win for the 49ers, 27-24. I like that. Luke Luna says, let's watch Fields struggle against the Lions, and we know how terrible their defense is, and their starting corners are injured, and he will struggle, and he was more polished than Lance. The only thing is with comparing Lance, now, granted, the rookie quarterbacks so far who are starting this year are struggling. There's no doubt about that. But one could say that, hey, well, the 49ers have better talent on both sides of the ball, better head coach than the other rookie quarterbacks, so it's kind of hard to compare the other rookie quarterbacks, that's for sure. Monica says it's 21-0 Bears, Luke. Luke says it's the small things most people aren't willing to recognize. They just think he's athletic, and that means he can just come in and play. It's just not the case. There's definitely more involved to play in the quarterback position, absolutely. And I think people, they tired of Jimmy. I think that's what it comes down to. They just tired of Jimmy. I respect their opinion, but, I'm rooting for the man that's under center right now. Obviously, I root for everyone in red and gold, but, I'm rooting for Jimmy. He's under center. I'm sending positive vibes to Jimmy Garoppolo in the 49ers offense. Now, let's get to the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for Jay and the Bay's keys to victory. So let's get into number 5. I got 5 keys to victory. I'm going to start off with number 5. So number 5 will be don't allow chunk plays to Seattle's wide receivers. Devontae Adams last week 18 targets, 12 catches, over 100 yards. I think he had a touchdown catch too. We can't allow DK Metcalf to have a similar game that Devontae Adams had. Whatever we have to do, double DK, bracket coverage, zone coverage. I don't care what it is, but we can't allow the Seattle Seahawks receivers to have big plays down the field. We also can't have those big penalties that we had last week against the Packers. Those totally flipped the field in a positive way for the Packers offense, and we can't allow the same thing today against the Seattle Seahawks offense, because we know Russell Wilson loves to throw the ball down the field, and it's not always successful, but he's willing to stand in the pocket to throw deep to his receivers. There's no doubt about that. And our corners will be tested. You can best believe that our corners will be tested against these receivers. But that could benefit the Niners' defensive line, because if Russell holds onto the ball a little bit more, I think that would give opportunities to the defensive front to get after Russell. But that's number 5. Don't allow chunk plays to the Seattle's receivers. Maybe allow underneath stuff, but not the deep passes. We cannot allow the deep passes. All right, let's go back to these comments. Let's see. Don't want to miss anyone. Let's see. Monica says, but he has one interception. I think you're talking about Justin Fields. JR says that's the only way to get confidence is to play him. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would agree with that. KD says, I had a dream last night that the 49ers beat the Seahawks 49-3, but I woke up and I have the 49ers winning 28-24. Yeah, I think that's a more realistic score, 28-24. Yeah, there's no doubt, JR, that Trey Lance is different, absolutely. But I trust Shanahan, and if Shanahan sees these two quarterbacks every day in practice, if Trey Lance was the clear-cut, much better quarterback in whatever Shanahan values at the position, why would he be holding Trey Lance back, right? That wouldn't make sense. Monica says, Kittle is due for that TD. I think he gets it tonight. Absolutely. How has Kittle played in 3 games and he doesn't even have a touchdown catch? I don't get it. Come on, Jimmy. Let's give Kittle the ball, baby. Fable, JVC, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Fable. He says, let's go Niners. That's also a nice avatar you got there of the Bay Bridge. He says, let's go Niners, let's go Jay, let's go Luke, let's go Monica, let's go Faithful. That's right. And we are, about 35 minutes away from kickoff. Can't wait. I mean, I'm on pins and needles, Faithful. Luke says, I would like to see Lance in more plays, pass plays with a run option, not just runs, but I'm cool with him just in the red zone too. I agree, man. Whatever Shanahan feels is right, that's what I'm rolling with. Shanahan knows a lot more football than I could even dream of. He's probably forgot more football than I know. And I trust Shanahan. We're not in practice. We don't see what Lance does in practice. And there's a reason why Shanahan still wants Jimmy G as a starter. Now, if Shanahan wants to sprinkle in some Lance, I'm down with that. Why not? All for it. If he feels like, hey, in this situation, a third and one, Trey Lance will give the defense a look that they won't get with Jimmy. Why not put Trey in? Yeah, go ahead, man. I'm down for it. But whatever Shanahan feels. Monica says, hey, Fable, let's go. All right. Monica liked that comment from you, Fable. Let's see. I think we might have another comment. Let's see. Oh, Tommy Huxley, $2 super chat. I appreciate that. He says, Fred is not playing like an all-pro, step it up. I mean, that's an interesting point. Fred Warner, I haven't looked at the team stats, but I would guess that he leads the team in tackles. I know one game this year, Aziz Shahir led the team in tackles for one game, but I believe Fred Warner still leads the team in tackles. He did have that pass interference against Green Bay against the tight end. That was a bad play. And then, which was, he had that play against Devontae Adams in the final drive where he jumped up for the ball, but he couldn't, pat the ball down. So, yes, I agree. I would say Fred Warner needs to step up his play, but he's still playing great, I feel. I think he's still playing really well. But yeah, no doubt, he could definitely step up his game. I appreciate that comment and that super chat, Tommy. Let's see. Corey Davis. Yep, I appreciate that super chat, Corey Davis. And I read that comment. He had a dream last night. The 49ers beat the Seahawks 49-3, but woke up and my 49ers beat the Seahawks 28-24. I think that's definitely much more realistic. But I appreciate that super chat and that comment. I appreciate your support, KD and Tommy. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let me go back up to the comment. Okay. Just don't wanna. Let's see. Fable says, "I'm stoked. Let's get this win." Absolutely. Monica liked that comment from Corey. Fable says, "I woke up with a hangover from 2 beers. I'm getting old." Let's see. David says, "You can't hide from." And can we also see Samsung eat Bilka? Can we get a Samsung sighting this game? Haven't really seen much from him. Hopefully he can contribute in this game. David says 54 going to bum rush Russ like he always do. Absolutely. Tommy says Sherman left trash for a real organization. Wow. Tell me how you really feel, Tommy. Luke says, I know you're a Lance supporter talking to Fable, and you are one that I can appreciate because you know your stuff and can admit the Jimmy positives. But can we just say a lot of them come off like trolls? Jimmy will never be able to prove, or I should say, Jimmy will never be able to make people happy. There's just some people, it doesn't matter what Jimmy does, they're always going to point out the negative aspects of his game. And that's just that. They're never going to, say, hey, Jimmy played bad in the first quarter, but hey, I'm not going to say he made up for it, but he continued to play and he continued to, give this team an opportunity to come back into the game. And that's what he did against the Packers. But some people, they're not going to give him credit for that, and I respect their opinion, but it is what it is, man. You ain't going to be able to please everyone. That's for sure. Let's see. Let's get to these comments. Actually, let's get to my number 4. So Jay and the Bays, keys to victory. Let's get to my number 4. Hold on. Let me take this comment off the screen. All right. So my number 4, Jay and the Bays, keys to victory. The 49ers, we need to continue to excel in the red zone. I couldn't believe this stat when I saw it. I could not believe it. But the 49ers are actually 8 for 8 on red zone scoring opportunities. I could not believe that when I read that, but those are facts. 49ers are 8 for 8 on red zone scoring opportunities, and we need to continue that trend. That's a wonderful trend. Hopefully it's not a blip. Hopefully this is a trend that will continue for the faithful, for the Niner Empire, because that means we're taking advantage of opportunities when we're at the goal line. We're not settling for field goals. We're scoring touchdowns, and this definitely needs to continue. Because we're going to have to score as many points as we can against this Seattle Seahawks team, because we already know they're going to put up points, and the 49ers need to match their points, and that's a fact. There's no doubt about that. Jay says, this is comments a little old, but he said we're about 30 minutes from game time. Faithful, I can't wait. Let's see. Monica says my dog Benji is in his Niners shirt, and I just gave him a hug for good luck. Go Niners! Absolutely. Luke says, Fable, you ain't lying. I just hate when either side can't talk actual football and really expectations. Okay. Big Play Slay. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream. Big Play Slay. I think your Eagles. I was watching that Eagles and Chiefs game before I came on today, and Eagles look solid. One up against the Chiefs. Monica says, I'm with you, Jay. Jimmy G going to be looking to the right and looking to the left. That's right. Oh, man. Luke says, Lil, he called him Lil Play Slay instead of Big Play Slay. Lil Play Slay says, how you feeling about your Eagles quarterback? I think you're a few games away from starting Gardner Minshew. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder what's the score in that Eagles game. I don't know. Yeah, Fable, I agree with you, man. Very, very unfortunate that Mitchell is out because, he was no Raheem Mostert, but he's definitely resembles Raheem Mostert the most out of our running back core right now. And Mitchell had an excellent game against Detroit, and the running game basically hasn't been the same. Those are facts, faithful. Running back hasn't been the same since Elijah Mitchell has been out. Of course, since Mostert's been out. But hopefully Trey Sermon can have a bounce back game. Hopefully Trey Sermon and this offensive line can bounce back and be able to move the chains. Young hitter, he says, "No, I'm just playing." He's got the Niners winning 34-27. John, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, John. He says, what's good? Hopefully we limit our penalties. I agree. We are still one of the least penalized teams in the league, but we cannot allow those huge defensive pass interference penalties. I mean, those just kill the team. And I agree. We got to play disciplined football. That's for sure. Tommy Huxley, man. He says Trey Sermon was a reach and borderline bust after – what, 2.5 games or 2 and 1 play games, man? Come on, Tommy. Come on, man. Trey Sermon, I would say this. We haven't seen his best. That's what I'll say. We have not seen Trey Sermon at his best yet for whatever reason. Obviously, the first game, he only had one, or no, the first game he was inactive, healthy scratch. The second game he had his first carry, got hurt. In last week's game, it wasn't. He didn't impress me. I would say that he did not impress me. But and that says a lot. You got to impress Jay in the Bay. No, I'm just playing. But he hasn't played his best. That's what I'll say, Tommy. I'm not giving up on the rookie. Because as soon as he plays well, you'll be the first one to say, hey, I told you Trey was a beast. So I'm not giving up on Trey. He just hasn't played his best for whatever reason. And hopefully we can see more of his best today. That's what I'll say. Hopefully we'll see more of Trey Sermon at his best. Luke Luna says, sorry, I just had to use at Tommy Lay on name Lil Play Slay. That's funny. Fable says Sermon is not making good reads on run lanes. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I haven't looked at the all 22. I haven't. Yeah. So I don't know if it's Sermon's fault or if it's the offensive line. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in this game. Jay in the Bay, third key to success for the 49ers. Number 5 was don't allow chunk plays to the Seattle receivers. Number 4 was we have to continue to excel in the red zone. The 49ers are 8 for 8 on red zone scoring opportunities. Number 3, faithful. We got to make sure Russell Wilson is uncomfortable in the pocket. Our defensive line is going to have to play much better than they did last week, and it's going to be up to Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa has a great matchup with left tackle Dwayne Brown. Dwayne Brown, he is one of the better left tackles, but I think Nick Bosa should have an edge. And also, we got other weapons on that defensive line who need to step their game up and get after Russell Wilson and also, slow down their running game. Chris Carson, so far this year, he has 41 carries, 202 rushing yards, and 3 touchdowns. So we definitely need to limit his effectiveness in today's game. And, we got to get after Russ, make him feel uncomfortable. And the thing is with Russ, we all know he can get out of the pocket. He can move to the left. He can move to the right. And then he extends plays for his wide receivers. And very frustrating to watch. But if that happens, D'Amico's got to change up the scheme. Maybe put a spy on Russ. I don't know. Do something, but we have to get after him and make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. That's for sure. Let's see. David says no one has Mostert's vision and speed. You are so right, David. You are so right, D. I think we are. I can't speak for all 49er fans, but for myself, I've definitely been spoiled with the fastest running back in the NFL. And Raheem Mostert, when he makes that cut, when he sees that hole, not a lot of players can catch up to him once he gets behind you. And Mostert just has that one play home run ability. And I'm not going to say Sermon doesn't have it. I'll just say that we haven't seen it yet. I think Mitchell could have it. He's shown that speed, but we just haven't seen Sermon with that ability. So it's like Tommy agrees with David. No one has Mostert's vision and speed. Yep, you're definitely right about that. Monica says she misses Mostert. Same here. And I thought we would be fine without him because we have a lot of running backs in the running back room. But after Mitchell was hurt, and now we basically have Trey Lance. Now we have Trey Sermon and two running backs who basically, were basically free agents. I think Jacquees Patrick, he was on the practice squad. I think Cannon was on the practice squad. So basically, we're getting players who weren't good enough to make the active roster, and those players make up our running back room after Trey Sermon. So it's like, what can you do? But in Shanahan's system, he has used, running backs who haven't been drafted, undrafted free agents, and they have played well. But they have to fit the scheme. They have to read the hole. They have to have the vision. And sometimes that takes time for running backs. Luke Luna, in regards to Tommy, speaking on Trey Sermon, he says he's not a bust, that's for sure, but we are wanting him to be like Mostert. That's just not his play. I think he could start breaking off 5 to 8 yards on the regular. Yeah, I think that's just not his game. He doesn't have that speed, or at least we haven't seen it yet. But I agree with Luke. It's just not his game right now. Matt Navarro, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Matt. I love that avatar. I know you hyped up for the game. We are, 23 minutes from kickoff, faithful. Can't wait. David says we running blind, it seems. Sometimes it seems like that. And I don't know if it's the offensive line not opening holes for the running backs, or if the running backs not seeing the hole. I don't know what it is. You'd have to really watch the all 22 and really key on that. But, we'll see. This offensive line has struggled, to pass block at times for Jimmy, and they have struggled to create, running lanes for the running back. So hopefully the offensive line, we'll need our offensive line and defensive line to play their best today. That's for sure. Livy's World, what's good? Appreciate you tuning in to the stream, Livy's World. She says, go, Jimmy, go, go, go. What's good? Jay, thanks for tuning in to the stream, Livy's World. Jag says, do you think we will try to double Metcalf and take Lockett one-on-one? We have to slow down Carson. I think we should. When we start out the game, though, I think they'll start off in one-on-one coverage with E-Man on Metcalf, and we'll see how it goes. If E-Man is getting cooked, D'Amico, you got to adjust. Point blank, you got to adjust. If E-Man is getting cooked by Metcalf, and he's our best corner, maybe put Drake Kirkpatrick on Metcalf. I don't know, but you got to double him, do something. You have to take that option away and make Russell Wilson go to a different target. And we definitely have to slow down Chris Carson. That's for sure. Definitely have to slow down Chris Carson. Monica says, haha, yes, Liv, love when Jay says that. Hopefully I can say that again today. Hopefully Jimmy G will have an excellent performance. And I can say that later today, man. Let's see. Luke Luna says, I think Sermon, when breaking free, could pull 20 yards and 25, but he doesn't have breakaway speed, and I'm cool with that. I can see him moving the chains on the regular. You saw it on the concussion play. Yeah, if he can get, 4 to 6 yards per carry average, I'm cool with that. Yeah, because he can definitely move the chains. So I'm definitely down with that. Matt Navarro says, hopefully Jimmy improves in this game and doesn't turn the ball over. I agree. Jimmy, he did well the first, 2 games. He had no turnovers the first 2 games. And then yesterday, he had that terrible fumble and then he had the interception. So Jimmy's going to have to play clean, no fumbles, no interceptions. I would definitely agree with that. Jay, man, I appreciate you for coming through. He says, got to go, Jay in the Bay. Enjoy the game, Niners. Hey, I appreciate you coming through, man. All right, so Jay and the Bay's keys to victory. Let's go to number 2. Can we first, we need to be aggressive on offense. And also, let's make George Kittle a priority. We'll see how effective he'll be. He's coming off that calf strain, but, last week he had 7 catches, 92 yards. Can we get a repeat performance of that from George Kittle? Can we? Hell, let's give him more targets. Why not? I don't see why not. I guess the only reason we wouldn't is if he's not able to play really every down, which would be surprising coming off that calf strain, and he's not 100%. But I know Kittle will definitely give his all, and he will play every down if he can. So we got to make George Kittle a priority. I don't think there's anyone on the Seahawks who can guard Kittle one-on-one. And Kittle, he's a matchup nightmare. We know this. When he's on the field, no one can guard him. And Jimmy just got to deliver him a catchable ball. And Kittle's off to the races. Let's get back to these comments. Fable says, that's not how I think about going to Lance. I just want his development to start immediately and have it be fast-tracked by starting him. I think Lance has a much higher ceiling if he can get his XP up. What is this, Madden? That's funny. Hey, if Shanahan feels he's ready, he's ready. If he's not, he's not. If he's sticking with Jimmy, we riding with Jimmy. Let's see. Let's see. Let's continue on with the comments. Matthew says, still questioning the secondary and the running back position, 2 of our weakest links. I would agree. We've just had so many injuries. Mostert being out, Wilson Jr. being out. Trying to think of the other running backs who we have out. Obviously, Elijah Mitchell out with that shoulder injury. And how much is too much? We never should have got rid of Wayne Gallman. I'm not saying he's the answer to everything, but, man, that show would have been nice if we kept Wayne Gallman and got rid of either an extra defensive lineman or Jalen Hurd. Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Jalen Hurd. That would have been nice. Hey, keep Wayne Gallman and let another either defensive lineman or maybe Jalen Hurd go. I know that's very controversial, when I mention Jalen Hurd's name, but some people love him, some people hate him. I just want to see him produce. But he's still on IR, and I think he was only supposed to be on IR the first 3 weeks of the season, so I'm not sure what's the status with Hurd. I think he's still on IR, though. I think he's still hurt. But and in the secondary, Jason Verrett out for the year. K'Waun Williams, he's going to be out for several weeks. He's on IR. And after that, there's a lot of unproven depth. Ambry Thomas, 3rd-round pick. He's been a healthy scratch in multiple games, so clearly the 49ers think he's not ready. So I don't know how we get better in those areas. We're just going to have to make do with what we have. Unless there's another injury, then we sign someone off the street, but I don't know how that makes us better. That just puts a healthy body out there, but I don't think that makes us much better. And yeah, Russell Wilson, no doubt he will be able to make plays on this secondary. There's no doubt about that. Hopefully we can run the ball a little bit better today. So Luke Luna says, I don't think Lance has a lack of confidence. I hate when people say that. The experience, yes, but honestly, the rookie will fall for disguises and get overwhelmed. It is what it is, and I want the kid to be a star. I agree with you too. I think some people that want Lance, they just think he's going to come in and not make mistakes and just be a perfect quarterback, and that's not the case. And also, I think they are willing to live with his mistakes over Jimmy's mistakes. I think that's something as well. But it doesn't seem like Shanahan feels that way. Shanahan still riding with Jimmy, and he feels like he gives the Niners the best chance to win. And that's what we're riding with. Let's see. Let me continue with these comments. I need to catch up. I appreciate everyone conversing with me and everyone else in the chat. I got to catch up to these comments. Let's see. Jag says, are you doing the stream after the game? Absolutely, Jag. And for everyone else in here, I will be doing a live stream after the game, maybe like a half hour, maybe 45 minutes after the game. And then also I will do a quick halftime live stream. You guys can tell me what you guys thought of the first half. I enjoy conversing with you guys. I love hearing your opinion of, hey, this is what the 49ers did well in the first half. This is what they need to improve in the second half. And yeah, so that'd be a quick, maybe 10 to 12 minute halftime stream. But of course, post-game live stream, absolutely, Jack. David says EBU gonna blow up. Let's see. Congrats, Tommy, on being 7 years clean. Congratulations, man. Luke Luna says, yes, he has to have a good game, and we need him and Hurst. Absolutely. I think Hurst should help in that running game against defending the run, I should say. He should help in that department with Kinlaw and DJ Jones. Monica says, very happy for Tommy. Bay Area Throwbacks. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. If you're into throwback jerseys, you're into Bay Area jerseys, check out Bay Area Throwbacks. Excellent YouTube channel, man. He's got a lot of throwback jerseys, and it's cool to get the history of the jersey and the history of the time in that franchise. So always cool to see Bay Area Throwbacks coming through, man. He says, watching the Giants game right now. Good luck. And he also says he's going to check in on the 49ers game. Fable says, happy sober birthday to Tommy. Luke says, happy birthday, sober Tommy as well, man. That's great to hear, man. Tommy says, thanks, everyone. Let's see. Fable says, Chiefs pulled away like a non-committal man in the presence of a stage 5 clinger. Okay. Let's see. Let's continue on. Let's see. Young Hitter says, let's go Niners Empire. Absolutely. We are, 11 minutes away from kickoff. Let's get into Jay and the Bays. Number 1, key to victory, faithful. Number 5 was don't allow chunk plays to Seattle wide receivers. Number 4, continue excelling in the red zone. 49ers need to continue scoring and taking advantage of those red zone opportunities. Number 3, need to pressure Russell Wilson and slow down the Seahawks running game. Number 2, let's get George Kittle involved. Can he have a big day? Can he actually get a touchdown? And number 1, we got to start fast, faithful. Would you guys believe me if I told you the Niners have only scored 7 points in the first quarter through 3 games? That's just shameful. That's putrid. We got to come out fast. We have to play aggressive. Let's get Jimmy G throwing the ball deep. Let's establish the offensive line. Let's punch Seattle in the mouth. Let's create lanes for the running game, holes for the running game. Let's create a clean pocket for Jimmy G. If we do those things, we should definitely be able to score more points in the first quarter. And let's play with some sense of urgency. Faithful, come on. Let's play with a sense of urgency, and let's put some points on the board. We need that. And if you're still in here, go ahead, drop in them comments. Predict the score of the 49ers and Seahawks game. For those who haven't, you can do that now. Or if you have, go ahead. You can put it in again. Predict the score of the 49ers Seahawks game. I have the Niners winning 31-27. I think the Niners will win this game. And let's see. Let's continue on with the comments. Let's see. And we are 9 minutes away from kickoff. Jag says, what's going on? Monica, Tommy, Luke, Fable, Jay, Young Hitter, and all the faithful. We need to stop the run, win the time of possession, and continue to score touchdowns in the red zone. I like that. Yeah, Monica agrees with that, Jag. Young Hitter says, ready to get this W. That's right. And Fable says, keep winning special teams too. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Mitch Wisnowski, NFC Conference Special Teams Player of the Month. Monica feels that Cannon and Mitch are going to have a good day for special teams. I feel it. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. Antonio, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, AR. He says, keys to the game. 49ers must score more than 7 points in the first half, and Jimmy G can't keep fumbling the ball. I agree. We got to start off hot, faithful. And Jimmy G, no turnovers, no INTs, no fumbles. Can't have none of that. And I appreciate you coming on to the stream, Antonio. Feel free to hit that thumbs up button and make sure you subscribe. R&R Dominguez. What's good? Appreciate you tuning in to the stream. And oh yeah, I always got to keep it faithful to the Bay. I appreciate that, R&R. Let's see. Let's see, Lido. What's good? Appreciate you joining the stream, Lido. I like that mask, man. That's fresh. He says, what's good, Jay? I think the Hawks are going to air it out till we shut it down, and we will be all good. Yeah, I think we're going to have to – the secondary is going to have to play their best with the talent we have there. And we all know Russell loves to throw the ball deep, but hopefully our pass rush can get to him and maybe knock him off his game. I don't want to say it either, Monica. Hopefully I won't have to say it. Jag says, congrats, Tommy, on your 7 years. That's awesome. I have 25 years. Wow. Let's go Niners and we Giants. Man, that's incredible. Shout out to you, Jag and Tommy. Looks like Monica feel the same way about Jag. Absolutely. And Tommy. Fable says, get Dwelly some throws. That man catches everything. Yeah, why not? I think Jimmy's going to have to throw the ball a lot. He's going to have to throw at least 35 to 40 times because I don't know how effective the running game will be. Obviously, the less he throws, that means we're running the ball more. That means we're more effective at running the ball. We're getting yards. We're able to move the chains. I think that's great, but I just don't know if that's realistic. We'll see. It's like we are 6 minutes away from kickoff, faithful. I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes. Let's see. Let's continue on with these comments. Absolutely, Monica. Yeah, that definitely takes a lot of willpower for Jag and Tommy on being sober for that long. Man, congratulations, you two. Luke Luna says, you see what happens to Kittle when he's a bell cow wide receiver. He gets injured. So, yes, let's start scheming. Durable, diamond, hand, Dwelly. Been saying that since last season. Yeah, why not? I mean, he's not the playmaker that Kittle is, but if we can get him the ball, he's got reliable hands. I'm all for it. Let's see. Absolutely, Fable. Kind words, man. Let's see. Shout out to you, Luke, and your journey, man. Hopefully all is well. Keep it up. Like as Monica says, keep it up, Luke. Let's see. All right, so we've got some predictions from the faithful, the Niner Empire. David says he's got the Niners winning 28-27. All right. Young Hitter's got the Niners winning 34-27. Monica's got the Niners winning 31-27. Fable says keep up the good work to Luke Luna. I feel the same way. Jags got the Niners winning 27-24. Jerry Ma, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Jerry. He says if we keep running, we are going to win. Get Trey Lance some snaps too. Okay, I like that. Yeah, we'll see if we can run the ball. We haven't seen the best of Trey Sermon. Hopefully, we'll get. Hopefully, we'll see a better Trey Sermon today than we've seen so far. And Luke Luna says 27-23 or 31-27 Niners, and it will be a stressful game. That's for sure. Fable says my score prediction is too negative, and I don't want to put it out there again. It's all good. Fable, what's your opinion? Let's see. Monica says, I'm out, guys. Got to get the TV ready to stream the game since I'm in Orange County. Let's go Niners. Love and respect to you, Jay. I appreciate the kind words, Monica. Same to you. I appreciate y'all. Same to you. I appreciate everyone who was in the chat today. And Jag says, just keep focused on your family and stay away from the bad things that will trigger bad decisions. Great advice. Young Hitter says, let's go. Shout out to everyone that was in the chat today. I appreciate everyone conversing with me, and that's cool that everyone gets along in the chat. We're all one huge 49er family. And shout out to, Tommy for the super chat, KD for the super chat, Luke Luna for the super sticker. I think Jag did a super chat as well. So I appreciate all the super chats. I thank you for supporting Jay and the Bay. And shout out to everyone who was in the chat. I will do a halftime live stream so we can talk about what we saw from the first half, what we liked, what we didn't like. And then, of course, I will have a post-game a live stream as well. Most likely it'll start at about 1:45. Maybe sooner. We'll see. Depends on what's going on. Shout out to Luke Luna. I appreciate that, man. $2 super sticker. I appreciate that. And go Niners, of course, Fable. And see you later, Jag. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the I'll see you guys in the live stream and in the post-game live stream and also in the halftime live stream. Go Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners. See you guys in the next one.